What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya. This is the NRW Nerds Rule the World, and I'm here with my pal Heather. Don't hurt him on this. As of this recording, it's the July 4th weekend. Talking about the projects dropping right after this July 4th. I believe it's July 7th. And I think some of them are dropping like maybe this Wednesday, Thursday of this week. But most of these projects are dropping this Friday after July 4th. But anyway, it's boy Kuya. Heather Hertz. How are you, Heather? How's it? It's kind of, July 4th weekend is like a long weekend right before it. So hopefully you've been able to take a break and enjoy your weekend. How has your weekend been this, as of this recording right now?
Well, I had to work today. I'm not one of you lucky goofs that gets to work for the government and gets an extra day off. I also don't celebrate July 4th because, colonizers. I know that I look like one, but I try my hardest to not be one. What can I do? But it's been a productive one.
Okay.
Halloween, of course, starts July 5th. So preparing for the holiday season. Happy Halloween if this goes out basically on the 5th or later. So.
Got you. Okay. I love your honesty. I love your realness, Heather. That's why I think our relationship clicks and works. I love you for it. For me, as well, growing up as a kid, I was like every, I guess, American kid, you thought, hey, America the beautiful, America the brave, or whatever. And, you were kind of clouded to things. So in like regards to your celebration of it, yeah, we obviously, you look forward to 4th of July because picnics, friends getting together and all that stuff. And being a military kid, military might of the U.S. is wrapped in 4th of July and all that. So it was an enjoyable experience. But then I think when I became like a teenager, it became the blockbuster time period, at least as a film fan, right? You're getting all the big tentpole blockbusters from all the film studios. So it kind of took over in that vein. And then I think when I became an adult and then I started serving our country, then you kind of realize, especially as a person of color, serving our country, the difference is for people of color and how the military is towards other countries and just archaic ways of, thinking and knowledge and the way the government is in particular entities. But I'm not going to get a soapbox because, we don't do that here, Heather. You and I, we never do that. So
I've never been on my soapbox before, ever. I've never.
So yeah, anyway, I hope that, most people just take this time to reflect. And, I am grateful for everything I've done. And as a person of color that has served this country, despite all the things that this country has done to people like myself, just serves how much I believe in this country, probably more so than a lot of other people, I would say, in different respects. I think you and I both individually believe in the ideals of the country, although the way we got there and hopefully the way we'll continue to grow, we're optimistic for the change. But, I can personally say for myself, proud American, grown here, despite the difficulties of America, living and experiencing life elsewhere, I'm happy that I am here. I just hope that America can grow like all the other countries, despite their bad growth throughout time. They've made changes, and hopefully we can make changes as well, and all be copacetic and hold hands and love each other, and just get rid of all that hate that is in the world. But anyway, we don't get on soapboxes here, as Heather and I stated. We don't like to do that. But we have entertainment picks to take your mind off of the insanity. And that's also why we do this. We know life in the world can be crazy. So that's why we promote and plug amazing things that are out there in the culture that can help inspire us, hopefully create change. And if anything, just take our mind off the shit. Right, Heather?
Sure. Let's try real hard. Supreme Court. Let's try real hard, Supreme Court.
All right. So let's start with something that probably drives people nuts a little bit, I guess, during the Christmas time. As we got rolling, you told me that there is this special holiday in a way, not an unofficial holiday for a particular group that I actually quite enjoy as an 80s baby. I'm talking about WHAM, and they have a Netflix documentary dropping this week. But can you share what you told me? I never knew about this. About
let's
WHAM.
watch the trailer first.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. Heather is telling me let's run it. Let's go. My man George.
Let's introduce the band.
George, I'm Andrew.
We had a #1 album, we had a string of hit singles, and we were selling out arenas.
How can the country be in love with these two idiots?
We met when I was 11 and Andrew was 12.
And there was only ever one thing that I wanted to do.
George did get better with age.
Be in a band with George.
He's a good-looking man, but
Andrew changed
he
my
got
life.
better with
Those
it.
very good-looking men. They do grow into their looks, though.
Yes, I was about. Yeah,
And
they definitely
that
grew
was
into
it.
their look.
Wham!
I mean, your record has been slagged in the press.
Slagged, yeah.
It knocked George. People weren't taking him seriously as a songwriter.
Pop became a very dirty word.
Whilst I was happy being in a band, George needed more.
The Fire's a great
I never
documentary.
felt
You haven't watched that.
Find
Yes.
me in the same way that it did for George.
As a young gay man, I was just uncomfortable because I was closeted.
For George, chart position was the ultimate validation.
I was forging an identity through my success, and by necessity, I went with full gusto into the progression of WHAM.
You're so gorgeous. I know.
Next thing you know,
With Wake Me Up Before You Go Go,
Wham Mania had arrived.
it's Wham.
Wake me up before you go, go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. Wake me up before you go, go. I don't wanna miss it when you hit that high. Wake me up before you
When I was with Andrew, we were absolutely determined to have a fantastic time.
wake me up before
We were living in the moment.
take me down.
The success was so much more than I had ever dreamed of. And with your best mate, it was just absolutely magical.
There we go. The day after July 4th. Available on Netflix, Wham. So, as I was saying earlier, Heather is going to touch up on there's a holiday? Or an official
Yes.
holiday?
So we are officially halfway to Wham-miss, everyone, or Whamageddon, depending on what you look at. So for Kuya P, who has never heard about this, and I only like half knew it because I don't celebrate certain holidays, so I kind of just steer clear of it and be fine. But the point of Whamageddon is Wham created the song Last Christmas, or they sang the song Last Christmas. right?
Classic.
So with that being said, you don't want it to be your last Christmas, so it is your responsibility to the world to not listen to Last Christmas for the 21st 24 days of Christmas. And if you can do that, you succeed, and Whamageddon doesn't happen. But most people don't make it past like day 3 or 4. I think like the average is day 4 of December. But that is Whamageddon. So I'm happy halfway till Wham-miss, everyone.
I love it. I love it. All right. So what do you think of this documentary? Were you a fan of Wham and or George Michael, Heather?
I mean, George Michael is an incredible writer. So like, you kind of have to be. At Wham, I could take them or leave them. They have incredible hits. But that's just pop in a nutshell. You can't get past Jitterbug, like you just can't. I look forward to documentaries like this though, because it's always fun to look in the rearview mirror, because you never get to see that part. And especially when you have people that are considered heartthrobs, to learn their true stories is a really important part of it. And Netflix has been doing some really great documentaries lately. I watched, I don't know about you, I watched Arnold. Arnold was pretty good. They have a brand new, for the wrestling fans out there, they have a brand new American Gladiator documentary that's been pretty good. It's a 5-part series. It's been pretty good. We're on episode 4.
Nice.
And then there's just some really good documentaries out there. And I feel like this is going to be another one that's just to add to Netflix's pretty good documentary repertoire.
Yeah, you're right there. I completely agree. I love Netflix for delivering great documentaries. I echo everything you said. And what's intriguing me along with this, as a fan of Wham, as a fan of George Michael, and like everything you said, you don't get to know a lot about what's occurring during the actual time period that these people are coming into themselves and doing their thing. And so, not knowing back then as a kid, not knowing about like sexuality like that, and thinking George Michael was like the man. Oh, I'm sure he gets all the girls. Little did I know he wasn't about the girls. So I'm curious now, as somebody who's all about love and people being themselves, I'm curious, you know, him for himself as a gay man living during that time period and how he had to keep himself, how he felt he had to keep himself closeted and all of that stuff. I find fascinating and just so heartbroken that people can't be their true selves because of the way society is at that time. So I'm always curious, especially as a person of color and as well, you know, just how we framework for ourselves for the rest of society when they harbor feelings towards us in that way, in a negative way, into that respect. So I can't wait to check this one out. Along with you mentioned the American Gladiators one. I tried to start on that this week while my parents were in town and all that stuff, Heather, but just people kept talking and I like, could you quiet? I want to watch it. So I'm going to wait till after they leave so I can really watch that one. But nah, this one looks great. I can't wait to check this one out. So there you go. WHAM documentary on Netflix. Are you ready to check out my next pick, Heather?
Sure.
All right, let's head over to the Red Door with Insidious, the Red Door, the latest installment of the Insidious franchise. Here we go.
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
There's something in there with him.
Is there something wrong with Daddy?
These things are bad for us.
He's got your baby.
Don't attack!
He's got your baby.
Our family has been through a lot together.
You told me that when I was 10. I was in a coma, but I don't remember being sick.
We're ready to forget.
Ever since then, I see crazy stuff in my dreams.
Those are not dreams. It's happening again. Something is following us.
I'm gonna need you to remain still.
Hello? Hello?
That's some scary shit.
The further you travel, the riskier the journey becomes.
All right, there we go. Insidious. Heather, were you a fan or have you seen any of the previous Insidious films?
I saw the first two. I have not seen 3. And of course, I haven't seen this one because Blumhouse is being angry at us.
That is true.
But yeah, I've seen the first 2. I've not seen the third one.
I have not seen any of them. Not that I didn't want to. More so if I do, I have to see them by myself because my wife is a total non-horror person and my daughter starting to maybe get interested in them, but then at the same time she then chickens out right when it comes to it, because my wife is such a big, you know, scaredy cat, and so they like, no, you don't want to see that, you're gonna have nightmares. And so I want to, I just haven't came around to it yet. And I would have seen them because like you said, if you know, our friendships with these studios, you know, could swing as a screener, I'd be more than happy to check it out. But yeah, so there you go. I'm curious about the Red Door. It looks crazy, looks scary. I know when I've been in like, you know, hospital things like that of that nature, X-ray machines, you know, when you're quiet and all you hear is just like nothingness. If something like that and you hear like that's scary as shit. Those are great scary moments. But yeah, are you curious about checking this one out?
I might. So as you know, I love horror, but I'm also a huge scaredy cat.
Okay.
So I'll probably wait to see this when it's available for digital view.
Okay.
Just because I like to be in a place where I can get up and pace as a terrified little brat across the room. I love horror. I really do, and I really try to do better. My husband is a big horror fan. He just laughs at me the entire time. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I want to see the prequels. I probably should, but the good news is that for all of you out there, the Red Door is a direct. It is a follow-up of Insidious 2. So if you haven't watched 3 or Invisible Key or whatever it is, those were both prequels. So you will, if you've only seen 1 and 2, that's technically all you need to see Red Door. And so far, Red Door has been getting some pretty good reviews. So
sweet.
Cross fingers.
Good to know. I did not know that. Thank you for that, Heather. That makes sense. And yeah, now I know when I get around to doing it.
You only have to watch 2. You just got to watch 2, not 4.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. One thing I did know that I wanted to just bring up, and you could probably appreciate this as a comic head. I am friends with B. Claymore, comics writer, comic creator on Facebook. And he had made a post recently, I guess, because Patrick Wilson, who is the star of this new Insidious, the Red Door, the male lead, just came out recently stating about comic contentions he'd like to do or comic adaptations. And B. Claymore is the writer-creator of Hawaiian Private Dick, if you will, if I'm saying the title right.
I believe that's what it is, yeah.
And Patrick actually came out saying he'd like to adapt that if you were to do like a comic book. He's done comic adaptations, so I don't know where he has. He was in Watchmen. But I guess if he were to like direct one or help assist in production of one, apparently he's a fan of Hawaiian Private Dick. And B. Claymore had posted that article because I guess he saw that Patrick Wilson said that, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm down to let you do, play in my junk box or whatever. So thought that was interesting. I never read Hawaiian Private Dick, but for those other comic heads that are fans and all that, that sounds kind of cool. I'm always up for good comic adaptation. So I wasn't sure if you were a fan of that or aware of that as well, Heather. So I thought you might be intrigued by that. I'm aware of Hawaiian Private Dick.
I've not read it, no.
But I've never read it either. Yeah.
But always support indie artists and any creative. So just
exactly, and that's why I brought it up, because B. Claymore has been doing the indie thing for a while.
For a long time, yeah. Yep,
so shout out to him, man. And hey, getting Patrick Wilson on your behind a project like that can only help. So absolutely. Props to him. All right, so going from the Red Door to a Red Band trailer for a comedy that I was very highly anticipating this year. Excited to talk about this soon. I'm sure Heather and I will find some time to drop our review because we've already seen it. Big film dropping this week. Let's go on the joyride, Heather. You ready?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
You guys must be new to town, right?
New to town, but not new to the country. We just moved from California.
Oh, we just wondered if you wouldn't mind if your daughter played with our daughter.
Audrey, say hi.
You want to play slide?
Slides off limits to ching-chongs.
Fuck you. Do you want to be best friends?
Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Love that moment.
Guess who's going back to the motherland?
It's a big deal. Going to your birth country.
We used to talk about it all the time when we were little, remember? Grand adventure to find your birth mother. So proud of you. Y'all calling me crazy.
Be my translator in Beijing.
Audrey, I got you. 你四个句吧，四个大句小句随便你。
Cat lives there now.
Your famous college roommate.
You ready to lose to a celebrity?
Deadeye's coming, by the way.
Deadeye, your cousin?
Hey, Audrey.
Oh, hi. Hey.
Deadeye!
Where did that come from? I think I get it.
I called the adoption agency, and she lives in Haiching.
Okay, will you guys come with me?
Fuck yes, bitch!
I love a grand adventure. Oh, hi. So nice to see an American. What do you do for work?
It's the cops are doing a bag check.
Oh my god, you're a drug dealer?
You're drug dealers now, bitches! What the fuck?
Is that a condom?
We can't get caught with drugs in China. We'll get jailed for life. Crazy, gotta go crazy. Go crazy, gotta go crazy.
I should never come to China. People are always thinking that I have this perfect life. I don't belong anywhere.
If you do not know where you come from, how do you know who you are?
Crazy, gotta go crazy.
We could still find her. Our passports are in my suitcase that got stolen.
You know who can bypass airport security? K-pop stars. Everyone remember their names?
Sassy.
Cutie.
Lisa, too.
I don't believe these girls are singers.
Girls, show them.
What are we supposed to show?
You're a fan of Cardi B, right?
Yeah. Is she here?
There's some whores in this house.
There's some whores in this.
Crazy, gotta go crazy.
Hey, honey, you good? Did you get the Coke bags out?
Yeah, but only 7, and I think I put in 8.
Just push, pull. I mean, twist it.
It's not a puppet, it's my asshole!
There we go. Dropping this week, Joyride. Heather, thoughts on Joyride? Well, real quick stuff that you can share, because obviously, like I said, we're gonna have our full review. We want people to go check that out. So what do you think about it?
So just a really quick, sorry, the shadows doing something really weird in my neck. It's kind of bugging me. So really quick, it's a really fun movie. Go see it with friends. If you want to get a little high before and enjoy the ride, go right ahead, do it, have fun. No judgment here. It's a fun movie, and it's well worth it. I was making the joke right before we did this. It was like, it's definitely going to be on your list, and immediately number one for Kuya. We wouldn't put that on there if we didn't say that it was definitely worth the seat in the theater. And we had a lot of fun with it. And what was really cool is that we kind of got to do a double feature of the Lionsgate films and do Blackening and then this movie. And both of them were an absolute blast. Head to your local theater, do what you got to do. So yeah, have fun with Joyride. It's a really fun movie. And it teaches you a lot about who you are as a person, no matter who you are.
Love it. Completely agree. Echo all the sentiments by Heather. Top three, one of the top three comedies of the summer. I definitely would say that. Yeah, so there you go. Joyride, Wham. So you can get ready for Whamageddon or Wham Miss or all of that, as well as Insidious, The Red Door. What do you think of the picks this week? I think there's so much great stuff that dropped this month of June. We're now in July.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong right now in the theaters, with the exception of The Flash.
I'm going to give a thumbs up. I will say that this week is going to be kind of slow. So go see something that you really weren't thinking that you're going to go see this week, or go and catch up on something that you haven't seen yet. But a good thumbs up for these picks. But there's lots of other stuff. Go check it out.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. So there you go. Those are the picks. I know we usually talk about what's going on and that we're watching, but we've got a lot of stuff that we're also trying to bring out for y'all to the channel. So just stay tuned, and we'll be back to normal. And we'll have Glenn. Shout out to our boy Glenn, that I know who could have wanted to be here. We've got a lot of stuff coming y'all's way. So hit us up, Heather. How can the people talk to you and everything you got going on?
You can find me at Twitter, and if you can, at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter, and at Heather's a Nerd on TikTok and Instagram. And if you have an extra blue sky invite, come at me.
You know what? Same. I've all my friends as well have been getting on there the past couple of days. I'm like, let me download the app, and then I download the app, and it's like, you have to have an invitation. I'm like,
it's been in beta for 2
years. People don't love me? I have to have an invitation. Why did they invite me already? And now I feel like shit. Straight up. I was like, oh, everybody got it, so I guess I can go into it too and download it. But no, I have to be invited. And the fact that I wasn't invited just makes me feel some kind of way.
Exclusion. Stop being exclusionary.
I'm saying. So there you go. Anyway, follow me right now until I get a blue sky invitation at The Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG Hive. And of course, here with Heather and Glenn and the whole squad at the NRW and Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Those are our thoughts on what's dropping this week. Let us know if you're checking it out. Hit us up. Let's talk all the things in the comments below. Appreciate y'all. Bye.